yourself. Maybe life is up and down, but my life's been well till now. I crawled up your butt somehow, and that's when got turned around. I used to be alive, so pathetic, but now I get it. What's done is done, I know you just leave it alone. You don't regret it, but sometimes some things turn into dumb things, and that's when you put your foot down. Hard to have to go and meet somebody like you, like you. Hard to have to go and hurt somebody like me, like me. How could you do somebody like that? But you know that I'm never coming back, and I'm never coming back. Depending on you is done. Giving to you is done. No more eating, no sleeping, no living. It's all just more giving to you, and I'm done. Depending on you is done. And giving to you is done. No more eating, no sleeping, no living. It's all just more giving to you, and I'm done. The hiding from you is done. The lying from you is done. No more eating, no sleeping, no living. It's all just more giving to you, and I'm done. Why'd you have to go and meet somebody like you, like you? Why'd you have to go and hurt somebody like me, like me? How could you do somebody like that? But you know that I'm never coming back, and I'm never coming back. Why'd you have to go and meet somebody like you, like you? Why'd you have to go and hurt somebody like me, like me? How could you do somebody like that? But you know that I'm never coming back, and I'm never coming back. But why?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Stampede. Welcome to one of the big three. Welcome to the Spring Stampede. It is I, Tapey Styles, calling the action right down the middle, flying solo as always. And this may be one of the biggest cards we have ever presented to you here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As in the main event, one of the most highly anticipated, one of the most deeply personal, high stakes rematches will be underway. The World Heavyweight Championship hanging in the balance as the Street Fighter, the leader of Bunker Hill, Popcorn Papi, looks to settle the score against Pando once and for all to determine who the true World Heavyweight Champion will be. But that is not the only championship up for grabs here tonight, folks. The Tag Team Championships will also be up for grabs, as Slarty, Shuko, collectively known as the First Nation, will be defending the gold against two stalwarts that have represented the tag team division from the very inception of this company, Mojo Perry, Willie Nixon, otherwise known as the Raging Bulls, look to get their shine here tonight. But also still to come in the hours to follow, the Twitch Championship, a title that has very recently changed hands, has been left in limbo, with the new champion, the director, Steven Gielberg, issuing an open challenge to the Twitch division. Who knows who can step up to the plate? But if there's one thing that the director craves, it is the spotlight, and this is the biggest one that he has ever found himself in. But it's not all about championships, it's not all about glory. Sometimes it is about something more than that. It is about pride. And that is something that the vigilante, the vengeful spirit, looks to reclaim here tonight, as Ding will be in action for the first time since Summer Spark in June to settle the score once and for all against the wild card, Robby Deuce. Some people choose to walk a lonely path. Some people choose to carve their path in history by themselves. And this man is looking to make a history, make a future worth living for himself after his acrimonious departure from Parliament. Hosway will be taking on the Monarch, a man that he once considered his mentor, a man that he now considers a man that has led him so far astray. Oliver English. A lot of speculation between the spokeswoman for Parliament, Tory. Is she going to pick her love interest? Is she gonna pick her business interests in this bout up ahead? Only time will tell. But to kick off tonight's show, we have to look no further than the 2026 Lethal Lottery match. We get a quick rundown of the rules here. A 20-man battle royal. Typically 4 randomly selected participants would begin this battle royal, but we know the first entrant and we know the final entrant this year. The first entrant, of course, being the king of Stego style, Corey Sinclair. When one person is removed from the ring forcibly, another person will join the bout and take their place. After all 20 participants have entered this bout, the last man remaining in the ring will win the opportunity of a lifetime, as they will be entitled to a KPW World Heavyweight Championship match at any point in the next year, starting on April 1st. And without any further ado, it is time to head down to ringside. It is time to kick off the Stampede. The Lethal Lottery match is all about the luck of the draw, or perhaps the lack thereof in the case of one Corey Sinclair, a man that came up ultimately short in what many consider the upset of a generation, when he was bested by Tim Burr and was slotted into number 1 here. And it doesn't look like things are going to be quite as smooth as Corey would hope here, because one half of the Bam Bus, Ricky Rhombus, will be opening the pack here tonight. A lot of bad blood between the Bambus, Corey Sinclair, and related parties. And things just continue to get worse for Corey Sinclair. He didn't just draw number one, he may have rolled snake eyes. Bam Dardino also starting Lethal Lottery, my God. At the end of the day, though, he may be able to squeak out of this, as it is still every man for himself. And fate is truly a cruel mistress to Corey Sinclair, because Dynamite Danny Axel is rounding out the first four. It's one thing to have a beef with somebody going into Lethal Lottery. That is typically the case, considering the vast assortment of superstars and combatants in this bout. It looks like Corey Sinclair has kicked this bout off in a perpetual 1-on-3 handicap match, but to his chagrin here, to his favor, Corey Sinclair might not be so outnumbered. The Bambus, Dynamite Danny Axel, their mentor, giving each other a fair shake here. Dynamite Danny Axel focusing on last year's Lethal Lottery winner, Bam Dardino. He's been placed in one hell of a situation where he went from winning the Battle Royal to now opening it. This is gonna have to be a marathon run for any of these four men if they wish to have a world championship match at any point of their choosing in the next year. Think about how equal in parallel things would be for the Bambus if Ricky Rhombus went the distance, and he's shown that he could hang with some of KPW's best. Bam Dardino drop kicking Corey Sinclair through the ropes. He gets himself back in. And if you want to talk about one hell of a run here, rolling wheel kick takes out Bam Dardino. What a shakeup to kick off Lethal Lottery. Who's the fifth man? Oh my God. Corey Sinclair needs to be pinching himself at this moment in time. This is a nightmare come to life, as Crisp Billy has joined the fray. One of the odds-on favorites to win the Lethal Lottery match for his sheer size, his strength. And Dynamite Danny Axel digging down deep to lift up the 500-plus pounder. And what a comeback story this would be for Dynamite Danny Axel. He just returned to action officially last month in that steel cage match against Corey Sinclair. A moment that no KPW fan will ever forget, when Danny Axel sword from the heavens, drilling that elbow into the heart of Corey Sinclair to win the match. And this is certainly one hell of a shakeup here. Corey Sinclair looking to take out the other member of the Band Bus. The best course strategy for Corey Sinclair. He is still outnumbered between friends and foes. He has no allies in this bout. There is nobody that could buy him any kind of time to recuperate. As both Ricky Rhombus and Danny Axel have locked eyes with Corey Sinclair, and now Chris Billy has his target set on him. And can you blame him? It was just this past November at Collision Course, one of our other Big 3 special events, where we saw Corey Sinclair and Chris Billy wage war in one of the most brutal stipulations across all of KPW, the barbed wire brawl. It put Chris Billy out of action for 4 long months, but he is here. He is back just in time for Lethal Lottery. Rolling wheel kick to Dynamite Danny Axel. And this sick, twisted mind of Corey Sinclair, we saw it snap when he picked a fight with a man as dark, as mythological as the man beast Chris Billy, as he gorilla press slams Ricky Rhombus. That is well over 7 feet in height here. And a big headbutt from the 500+ pound Chris Billy. Dynamite Danny Axel going for a sleeper hold here, trying to soften up Ricky Rhombus, make it a little bit easier to toss him out. And he turns his attentions right back to Corey Sinclair, the man that sparked that fire underneath him, the man that motivated him to return back to the ring. Chris Billy, he's fired up. He's got quite a bit to prove here. But so do many other combatants in this bout. 15 men still have to walk through that curtain as part of the 2026 Lethal Lottery match. And we all know who number 20 is, ladies and gentlemen. We know who has hit the jackpot leading up to this bout. And they know exactly what it's like to be a world heavyweight champion. That's what makes Chris Billy the largest man in this ring by far. One of the odds-on favorites. He has experience. He knows what it's like to be a former KPW World Heavyweight Champion. Corey Sinclair, for a man that had the odds so stacked against him, he's holding up quite well here. 7.5 minutes and counting here. Overhand chop from Dynamite Danny Axel. He's taking out his own student in Ricky Rhombus. Back body drop onto Corey Sinclair. And that is a large man to deliver such a choke to Corey Sinclair. But the odds are about to be stacked even further in the favor of the Giants, as the 400-pound Papyrus, representing Parliament, enters the fray. The only man that can stand toe-to-toe with Chris Billy has entered this bout. And what a full Nelson slam onto Dynamite Danny Axel. Corey Sinclair showing a little bit of his core strength. That released German suplex. Running power slam from Papyrus to Dynamite Danny Axel, and Dynamite's in a real bad way here. A true David versus Goliath situation in both corners of the ring. And this could be bad news for whoever steps through that curtain next. Chris Billy Papyrus, that is 900 pounds of beef in that ring alone. A running knee from Dynamite Danny Axel. And Papyrus is one hell of a target to go for. The heaviest enforcer of Oliver English, a man that we'll be seeing in action later on in the show. Think of the power. Think of the power that Parliament would have in its favor if Papyrus is the one that goes the distance. And Chris Billy, he has choked the life out of Dynamite Danny Axel. Back heel kick to the back of the head of Danny Axel. He never saw it coming. And this is exactly the kind of situation that Dynamite Danny Axel is going to need eyes in the back of his head for. He's never been in quite a matchup like this one. But we saw in the weeks leading up to this event, Dynamite Danny Axel, one of the first to declare their entry for the Lethal Lottery match. Entering in at number 4. Corey Sinclair hanging in there at number 1. Chris Billy at number 5. We still have 14 more to go. A big uppercut from Chris Billy. Chris Billy, look at us take to the sky here. And what a freakish athlete Chris Billy is for a man of his size, a man of his stature. Such a high-risk play from anybody to try and take to the top ropes during a battle royal. Elimination of any kind of removal from the ring of any caliber. It's enough to make that difference here. Double hand chop to Dynamite Danny Axel. Corey Sinclair in a precarious position. Rolling wheel kick takes down Chris Billy. One has to wonder, how far will all 4 of these men go? Double knees to the back of Chris Billy from Corey Sinclair. Dynamite Danny Axel, the most battle-tested of the 4 men in this bout. Corey Sinclair hanging right there with him from the very beginning of this match. A seasoned veteran. A former world heavyweight champion across the pond. the Passaic territories. And Papyrus has just been eliminated by Corey Sinclair. Chris Billy might be following suit. A double elimination from the King of Stego style. And hard-boiled Kabuki looks to join the fray here. He's had quite a tumultuous run here in KPW. And that could all change at the snap of a finger. And following suit, another ghost of Corey Sinclair's past, the man that guaranteed the #1 position from the local lumberyard. Tim Burr has joined Lethal Lottery. Begrudgingly, he earned this position by defeating Corey Sinclair with a slight assist from the Bam Bus at the beginning of the month. And you can see the lumber section in full swing in the corner in the first several rows of the Kumite Coliseum here tonight. But there is nobody that could bail out Tim Burr this time around. Corey Sinclair has outlived Chris Billy. He has survived the Bam Bus. Dynamite Danny Axel still hanging in there. Tim Burr making one hell of a reputation for himself just off of that one upset. Crossbody onto the back of Kabuki. And Tim Burr, he's holding up pretty damn well here. He's taking the fight. All three of these men, he's got something to prove here. He's looking to chop down this competition in any way that he sees fit. Figure 4 by Dynamite Danny Axel. No submissions, no tap outs to eliminate anybody in this battle royal. And Tim Burr was just on the verge of elimination here. Dynamite looking to take the plunge with Kabuki. And he's picking him back up. Back to back. Dynamite going low. Tim Burr went high on that second rope leg drop. What a night of action this is already shaping up to be so far, and we still have such a stacked card ahead of us. 3 championship defenses, 2 grudge matches, and tonight right here, right now, the opportunity of a lifetime. 20 men will enter, 1 man will leave. The ultimate Kumite bout here, the Lethal Lottery match. One of these 20 men will have the opportunity to challenge for the KPW World Heavyweight Championship at any point within the next year, starting on April 1st. Spinning wheel kick from the top from Corey Sinclair to Kabuki. Eastern stretch onto Kabuki. Kabuki pushing back Corey Sinclair. Big throat thrust in the corner. Dynamite Danny Axel taking the fight right to Tim Burr, guarding himself from that low blow. Waist lock counter. transitioning into a collar and elbow. A side kick. Stumbles Timber back, but not far enough to get him through the ropes. Dynamite Danny Axel sizing up the lumberjack. Taking the plunge for the third time in this bout here. And he's looking to follow it up once again. Timber's in some rough shape here. Well, a drop down by Danny Axel. And Zaguri takes out the lumberjack. And what a kick to the back of the head of Kabuki. And joining the fray is the war hero himself, the KPW American Champion, Sergeant Foxtrot. He'll be defending that very championship this Monday night on a special edition of Warzone, the anniversary show, of course. A special 5-match card that will be announced in further detail before this Monday night. Who knows how much the landscape could change within the next 48 hours. But Sergeant Foxtrot has some heavy shoes to fill. If he goes all the way, he could very well become a double champion. Like, he's got a curse to lift off of himself here. No American champion has been able to successfully defend the gold. But that could change on Monday night when he takes on Big Bernard. Dynamite Danny Axel tapping out for that triangle lock, but there's no tap outs in the Lethal Lottery match. He is still in this. Corey Sinclair. Go for a dragon sleeper. Looking to soften up Kabuki however he can here. Rear naked choke. And Dynamite Danny Axel might be out cold. Crossface chicken wing on a Danny Axel, and he fights his way out of it. I don't know how he's done it. Release German onto Danny Axel. His head bouncing off that bottom rope, a vicious landing for Dynamite. And he's still dazed and confused. Head scissors from Corey Sinclair. A sweep kick takes Danny Axel off his feet. And what a marathon run this has been for both Corey Sinclair and Dynamite Danny Axel. They have been in it from the start, folks. This is how much these two hate one another. This is how much these two want to outdo one another. Using each other as the ultimate stepping stone to get the object of their desires, the KPW World Heavyweight Championship. And having either of these two men with the Lethal Lottery briefcase, that'd be a hell of a thing to consider for the man that will be walking out of this show, the World Heavyweight Champion. Whether that is the Siberian Silver Bear, Pando, whether that's the Street Fighter, Popcorn Papi. That is yet to be determined. Up Enziguri to Corey Sinclair. Rolling wheel kick attempted and promptly denied. Dynamite Danny Axel's had some serious close calls as of late. This is only his second official match here in KPW, and what a hell of a return he's had. And Sergeant Foxtrot, he's going absolutely ballistic here. Big pile driver on Kabuki. Stereo pile drivers. And he is just unleashing here. Buffalo Sleeper by the Sarge. And he's been an original from day one. He's been a part of the lot for quite some time here. Corey Sinclair just eliminated Dynamite. All of his enemies are smoked. What a performance by the King of Stego Style. He is looking to go the distance. And Big Bernard has joined the fight. He has joined Lethal Lottery. And he's looking to get a piece of the action. Sergeant Foxtrot taking notice of the man that will be challenging him for the American Championship. Looking to pick up where they left off several weeks ago on Warzone, where Big Bernard defeated the Sarge in exhibition. A precursor of things to come, perhaps, this Monday night. And Corey Sinclair, he's in rough shape, but he's fighting like hell. He's really favoring that left leg of his. He is all battered up. I don't know if picking a fight against a 300-pound woolly mammoth in Big Bernard was the smartest choice to make. Big heel kick to the back of Kabuki. Irish whip reversal. Monkey flip by Corey Sinclair. And Corey Sinclair, he is leading the lot here. Not just in collective time, but in eliminations as well. He has been one hell of a difference maker in this bout. He's taken out Ricky Rhombus. Bam Dardino. He's taken out Dynamite Danny Axel. He's taken out Papyrus and Chris Billy. He's cleared out 1/5 of the lot by himself. And a big triage of headbutts for Corey Sinclair, and it appears Big Bernard's busted wide open, folks. That is something that Sergeant Foxtrot, he's gonna love to exploit that on Monday night. That head wound, he's gonna take the fight to him from sea to shining sea. Big power slam by Big Bernard. And the Sarge picking out his spots very carefully here. He understands better than anyone else that this is quite simply a drill. He knows that this is not a sprint by any means. It's a marathon, and we are only halfway through the pack here, folks. There's still 10 more men that have yet to join this fight. In attendance in the front rows, of course, the 2026 Hall of Fame class, Jim Ross, Judge Earl, and the Grapple Talker. For one of the biggest shows of the year here, Kabuki has just been eliminated. Corey Sinclair. He is still hanging in the balance. God knows how he's doing it, but he's making it happen. He's trying to make the best of a bad situation. Hollywood Hannon, one half of the Boise Boys, marches down to the ring. And we can have a Haas fight on our hands should he and Big Bernard collide. And you gotta give respect. You gotta give credit where credit is due to Corey Sinclair. He is hanging in there at almost half an hour straight of action here, going through quite the lineup of individuals. You don't have to love him, you don't have to hate him, but he is proving here tonight that he is one of the toughest men to ever step foot in a KPW ring. As a Sarge delivers a back suplex to Hollywood Hannon. Double choke slam on Big Bernard. And think of the history that is unfolding in this ring as well here. Sergeant Foxtrot and Corey Sinclair were at the very first Spring Stampede where they challenged one another. Sergeant Foxtrot emerged victorious that night, but it is arguably Corey Sinclair that has gone on to have the more prominent career here in KPW. But Foxtrot, he has seen quite the resurgence in recent months. He is the odd champion out here tonight. He is the only man with a championship sanctioned by KPW that has to worry about defending that gold anywhere else besides the Stampede. He gets the night off as far as that endeavor is concerned. And the Sarge, he's still fired up. He is a man possessed. Crossface chicken wing on Corey Sinclair. And this would be one hell of a way for the Sarge to manifest his destiny, to eliminate Corey Sinclair. And Big Bernard's just been eliminated. The American champion is setting the standard for what a champion should be capable of. And it looks like Hollywood Hannon's gonna get some help here. The record breaker, David Rush, joins Lethal Lottery, and he goes right for his own partner. Every man for himself. And I don't think they would have had it any other way. The former three-time KPW Tag Team Champions, David Rush, Hollywood Hannon, in control of the ring. One of the most dominant tag teams in KPW history. We thought that their position as tag champions was guaranteed for the Stampede until Destiny came around last month and they lost those tag team championships to the First Nation. Slarty Shuko will be defending the gold later on tonight, but they will also be doing double duty as they were in that jackpot qualifier. And all four men in that bout are slated to be in Lethal Lottery as part of that qualifier several weeks ago. Pump handle slam by Hollywood Hannon. And the Boise boys singling out Corey Sinclair. Atomic drop onto the King of Stego style, and it's an absolute miracle that he's been able to hang in there for so long. What an astounding performance from Corey Sinclair. Sergeant Foxtrot catching up quite a bit here. I don't think we've seen him get any eliminations, but he has been a pivotal difference maker within the boundaries of this ring. He's outlasted his challenger, Big Bernard. And we know that there's still more champions to join this bout. Swinging neck breaker by Corey onto Corey Sinclair, excuse me. Snapmare onto from David Rush to Corey Sinclair. David Rush sizing up Corey Sinclair. Corey needing to snap out of it. He could be in serious danger. Suplex attempted. Countered into a reverse armbar. And David Rush goes low. Snap power bomb under Corey Sinclair. I don't know how the hell he's pulling this off. He is digging down deep here. David Rush in serious trouble.
Eliminated.
And there will be no records broken here tonight by the Boise boys. Joining this bout, one of the most promising rising stars in all of KPW, the Diamond Dragon himself, Opulence. Making his first special event appearance, and what a night to make his presence felt here. To say that your first special event in KPW is the Spring Stampede, that's a hell of an honor. And it'd be an even bigger accolade if Opulence is the man that could win Lethal Lottery. Gotch style pile driver onto Hollywood Hannon. Opulence, as calm, as humble, and as composed as he is, in firm control of Hollywood Hannon. Sergeant Foxtrot, the American champion, focusing on Corey Sinclair. A rolling wheel kick equalizes the American champion in double time here. Big back suplex onto Foxtrot. A back elbow catches Corey Sinclair flush across the jaw. Big flip by Sergeant Foxtrot. Figure four onto Hollywood Hannon. And Opulence, he's in one hell of a position. He's in his acumen, his offensive style. It's quite unique, especially compared to some of the individuals in this ring here. A tried and true submission specialist. Sergeant Foxtrot selling in close quarters combat, and Corey Sinclair has been eliminated. 37 minutes and 40 seconds. Corey Sinclair has put up the performance of a lifetime. And business is about to pick up as the War Machine, Slarty, one half of the Tag Team Champions, has now entered this bout, and he's going right for Foxtrot. The American Champion taking on one half of the Tag Team Champions. Foxtrot, he's all fired up here. He just took out one of the most prominent members of this bout. And he's looking to soften up Slarty. And this could be a serious blow to the strategies, to the morale of the First Nation, if they don't run away with this here tonight. There is a good chance that they could lose both of their matches here tonight. Not just Lethal Lottery, but they could lose the Tag Team Championships. And what a counter by Opulence. Opulence focusing on Slarty. Hollywood taking on Sergeant Foxtrot. Foxtrot stumbling through the ropes. Big boot by Hollywood, taking out the American Champion. And who's going to be the next man? Who's going to step up to the plate here? 5 men left to go. And things are about to be quite exotic. A foreign import in Greek Machismo, Nick Flawless. Opulence, Nick Flawless, they share some serious common ground here tonight. They have never won any sort of championship gold here in KPW. But if they win Lethal Lottery here tonight, if they obtain that briefcase, folks, that opportunity could change at the snap of a finger. And that is all the pressure in the world on whoever may be the World Heavyweight Champion. Knife edge chops onto Opulence. Opulence just eliminated Nick Flawless. Big spinning back elbow from Slarty. Clubbing overhead strike from Hollywood Hannon. And Slarty's gonna get one hell of an assist. It's the other half of the First Nation, the mastermind, Sigma Shuko. And he's gonna need everything in his power. It's gonna be more than beneficial for Slarty and Shuko if they work together as a team. If the First Nation unites in Lethal Lottery here, this is only bad news for anybody else still to follow. Shuko getting back to his feet. He is the freshest man of the 4 in this ring. But everybody in this ring, they understand that that Lethal Lottery briefcase, there's only room for one signature on that contract. Opulence taking the fight right to Slarty, and that might have been a poor choice, especially a striking battle. Slarty's firing up here. Opulence taking the fight right to Slarty. Slarty hanging on by a thread on those ropes. Hollywood Hannon. Him and Slarty. They are masters of the lariat And Slarty just got clubbed with one to the back of the head. First Nation in control here. Shuko taking on Opulence. Slarty taking on Hollywood Hannon. Hollywood favoring that leg of his. Snapmare counter by Opulence. And Shuko tried to make a move on his own partner, but Slarty was ready. Understand that all is fair in love and war. Judo throw by Slarty onto Opulence. Hollywood Hannon caught in the middle. He needs to pick his opportunities very carefully here. An important detail to notice. Something that can really reinforce how this is still every man for himself here. Shuko not in his traditional First Nation gear here tonight. There is no sign of tension between either member of the First Nation. They're in this for the thrill of the fight, for the love of the game. Assist pile driver from the First Nation onto Hollywood Hannon. Big boot from Slarty. Opulence on the ropes here. Opulence pulled back in. I think Slarty wants to soften him up just a little bit more. Silencer to the back of the head. And a second one to follow it up. Go for the hat trick. Oh my God. The brutality on display by the War Machine. Oh my God. It's an absolute miracle that Opulence is still on his feet. He still has his wits about him. Gonna be hard to top that marathon performance we saw in the first half of this bout with Corey Sinclair, lasting 37 minutes and 40 seconds. A lethal lottery record. He's currently holding the most eliminations of this bout at 5. But that could very well change with a lot that are in this ring here. Pop-up Samoan drop by Slarty. Slarty, he has Hollywood right where he wants him, showing him how you really lay a lariat. One hell of a receipt. Going for the hat trick. And this is the damnedest thing I've ever seen. Slarty, Shuko turning their attention to each other, looking to engage in a little bit of friendly competition. We saw that in display earlier in this bout when the Bam Bus engaged with Dynamite Danny Axel. Belly to belly suplex onto Opulence, sending him all the way across the ring here. It's a miracle he's still in the ring. Pop-up cutter. Shuko with one hell of an assist. What the hell do the Raging Bulls have to be thinking about this? Shuko almost went tumbling over that top rope. He was able to slow down Slarty just enough to get necked on the top rope, which isn't much better. Opulence looking to go up top here. Shuko fights his way out of it. Another vicious silencer by Slarty. Good God! The tendons of Opulence being put to the test here. They're hanging on by a thread at this point. Big boot by Slarty. Hollywood Hannon still alive in this bout. This would be quite the underdog victory for Hollywood at this point. He's taken one hell of a beating, especially from the First Nation here. Knife edge chop from Opulence, taking down Slarty. It's been a while since we've seen Slarty leave his feet. Irish whip reversal. And a big clubbing strike from Hollywood Hannon. Has just laid out Shuko. Holy crap! And now the First Nation members on back at each other once again here. Big power slam by Shuko. Drop kick by Opulence, breaking things up just momentarily. And a leg drop onto the back of Shuko. Big brain buster by Opulence. He does everything he can to clear the space around him. Chandelier lock is cinched in deep on Shuko. And I don't even think Slarty noticed. Shuko with a spinning wheel kick. Senton bomb from the top. Risky maneuver in a battle royal to ascend to the top rope. But Opulence, he's been taking some serious risks in this bout, and I think that's almost necessary if you want to survive at this point. When you play it too safe, the other members of this bout, the other people in the ring, they'll begin to notice. And that's how you become quite an easy target for yourself. Michinoku driver. And these four men, they are absolutely spent right now. They are exhausted. They have pushed themselves to their physical boundaries. And there are still 4 more men that have yet to join us in this match. Another pop-up Samoan drop from the War Machine. Hollywood trying to intervene here. Double underhook backbreaker by Sigma Shuko. Back elbow from Slarty, moving a bit late. Not up to his usual speed. And that was everything that bought Opulence the time to stay away from the ropes. And what a battle this is. What a war that is raging on here to kick off the Stampede here tonight. Big flapjack by Shuko onto Opulence. Shuko going up top here. Getting caught up top by Opulence. Shuko regaining control. Looking to slow down the pace for the Diamond Dragon. Waistlock transition, sidewalk slam by Slarty. The endurance on display, the brutality. Submissions don't register as eliminations, but I'm sure the First Nation, they'd love for it to work out that way. They still have a tag team championship match later on tonight. What kind of condition are they going to be in when they take on the Raging Bulls later on? Their championships may be in some serious jeopardy here at the Stampede. Slarty, he is in top shape. He is in top condition. He is taking one hell of a beating, but he is not giving up for just a second here. Shuko getting battered with that brainbuster by Opulence. Chandelier lock in once again here. Shuko starting to fade. And Opulence taking a direct change of course here. Looking to correct, looking to make sure he can get Shuko out of there. Shuko getting drop kicked, tripping over the almost lifeless body of Hollywood Hannon. Oklahoma slam by Slarty. And Shuko just made another move on his own tag team partner. Snapmare by Slarty. Irish whip sends Hollywood Hannon noggin knocker right into Sigma Shuko. Spinning heel kick takes down Hollywood Hannon. Shuko running right into Slarty, who saves him from elimination. There might be some unity between these two after all in this bout. Tiger suplex by Opulence. A pump handle drop by Hollywood Hannon. Back heel kick to the back of the head of Shuko. And Shuko, he has no clue where the hell he's at here. Slarty tossing him away from the ropes. Snap suplex. Hollywood with a fall away slam on Opulence. What's going to be left of these four men when the next entrant marches through? Something's got to give here, folks. One of these four men have to go. Chandelier lock in once again. Hollywood Hannon's tapping, but nothing you can do to stop it. Slarty going through the ropes. Shuko just took out his own tag team partner. And the faithful in attendance, they're absolutely stunned. Oh my God. The faithful are absolutely speechless. No hard feelings between the First Nation. But look who has returned to KPW earlier than expected. The star attraction himself, Pierre Cinema. We thought he was going to be out on the shelf for a considerable amount of time. It's only been 2 months. Even Gielberg was the man that took him out at Ignition in that brutal submission match. And what a way this would be to get underneath the skin of the director if he still managed to squeak this one ahead. If Pierre Cinema was able to win Lethal Lottery here. You may remember Pierre Cinema, he was the World Heavyweight Champion when Bandardino cashed in on him back in August. Pierre looking to lock in on Shuko, and Shuko's out of here. Pierre Cinema, if he wins Lethal Lottery, he's gonna be able to dish out that same pain to somebody else. And marching down to the ring, a role model, Tape. And he's taking the fight right to Pierre Cinema, picking out the biggest shark in the ocean. Tape has been unsuccessful in all of his singles championship endeavors, most recent of which we've seen at Ignition and at Destiny, back-to-back Twitch Championship matches against Robby Deuce, who was then known as the Masked Revolucion. Got a lot of skin in the game. He has quite the endurance on display here. But he is in the ring with some elite caliber opponents. Mountains are gonna have to be moved if Tape wants to survive the pack here. Star-struck DDT on Opulence. Torture rack neckbreaker by Tape. And a second star-struck DDT on Opulence. Tape, he is zeroing in on the biggest man in this ring, but possibly the weakest at the moment here, Gonzo Bomb. Drop toe hold by Opulence. Big boot onto Tape. Head scissors by Pierre. Hollywood doing whatever he can to stay alive here, gouging at the eyes of Tape. And there's still 2 men to go here, and Tape's been eliminated. Tape has been sent packing. He is tumbled over the top and down to the floor. And coming up next, one of the odds-on favorites, the first man to ever win a lethal lottery match, the Rhinestone Cowboy, the Sauce. Look at the company that's being kept in this ring here tonight. You're seeing the past, the present, and the future all coming together here inside the squared circle. And there is only 1 man left to have stepped through that curtain, and we all know who it is. Here's Cinema with a double axe to the back of Opulence. A second one. To follow it up here, and the Sauce taking the fight right to Hollywood Hand. And this bout has been going on. It has been contested for well over an hour at this point, folks. Half Nelson suplex on the Opulence, sending him tumbling towards the ropes, but not through them. He might not be long for this bout. Here's Cinema putting Opulence to sleep here, and he's looking to capitalize. Starstruck DDT on Opulence once again, but knocking him out is not the same thing as eliminating him. Here trying to forge a path of least resistance. The Sauce facing some serious resistance of his own here tonight in the shape of Hollywood Hannon. All 285 pounds of him. Sauce declared his bid for lethal lottery the same night that Dynamite Danny Axel did. And the Sauce is just kipped up to his feet. He's looking to take the fight right to Hollywood Hannon. Rockabye sweet baby Hannon. Creams him with the rockabye. Side suplex by Hollywood Hannon. He is fighting like hell to stay alive here. And there is so much history in this ring. Even down to Gare Cinema and one of his former rivals in the Sauce. The wars that they waged almost 2 years ago. That sent Pierre Cinema down a specific course in his life. Big power slam by the Sauce. Hollywood going for a pile driver on the Sauce, and the Sauce is back on his feet. He is as motivated as he has ever been in this bout. Here's Cinema locking eyes with an old rival. The Sauce sizing up Pierre Cinema. Shin breaker targeting the legs of Pierre. Big senton neutralizes Hollywood. He goes tumbling through the ropes. And there is one man left to step through that curtain, and we all know who drew the jackpot, folks. None other than the Viceroy Jedi. And the luck of the draw, lucky number 20, we have our final four. And look at the assortment of combatants in that ring. A war that Jedi waged against the Sauce, that infamous first blood match that went 55 minutes. Back in September of 2024, the launching pad that Jedi used to become a World Heavyweight Champion himself. So we give him the fast pass to become World Heavyweight Champion once again, should he win. And he only has 3 other men to worry about here. Here's Cinema locking eyes with his fiercest foe in the Viceroy. I feel like I'm getting deja vu here tonight, folks. Time has frozen, come to a standstill. I never thought I would see these two meet in the ring again in this capacity. Jedi, Pierre Cinema. They're gonna restore their rivalry for just one night. Step up Enziguri to the back of the head of Pierre. Opulence, he's been in this ring the longest. The Sauce, he's still in fairly good shape here. Who knows if Pierre's at 100%, given how quickly he's returned to the ring. Jedi looking to seal the deal on Pierre Cinema, looking to put his comeback to rest with the sledgehammer. As he just planted Pierre in the corner of the ring. Irish whip reversal. Neck breaker by Jedi. Drop kick by Opulence. Snap suplex by Jedi. Opulence hanging onto the ropes here. And he just barely avoided elimination. Hip toss by Opulence. A forearm strike to the back of Jedi. And ladies and gentlemen, we still have one hell of a card to bring to you here tonight. We still have 3 championship matches to come. But what this will determine here tonight, this Lethal Lottery bout, one of these 4 men is going to be entitled to a world championship match at any point of their choosing, of their liking, for the next year, starting on April 1st. And if I were Jedi, I'd be hoping for a miracle here tonight. If Pando is the man that is still the World Heavyweight Champion, Pando, under that grace period, he would be guaranteed to beat and overtake the championship reign of Jedi, surpassing 217 days on top. Big senton onto the back of Jedi, courtesy of Opulence. And what a final four we have here for Lethal Lottery. Big drop kick sending Jedi into the ropes. Jedi hangs on. Pierre was a bit too exhausted to capitalize. And a big knife edge chop to the head of the Sauce, courtesy of the Diamond Dragon. Stars are all out here tonight. What a war this has been for everybody involved. This has been one hell of an endurance test for everybody involved. We saw Corey Sinclair set the record from #1. Nobody's outlasted him in a Lethal Lottery match before. And nobody is on pace to do it since. Lasting 37 minutes and 40 seconds with 5 eliminations, Corey Sinclair, almost certainly one of the MVPs of this bout. A big clothesline to the back of the head of Pierre Cinema. Another one takes him back down. Opulence jostling for position, cinching in a sleeper on Jedi. The Sauce going up top here, eyes locked in. Double axe handle, nobody home. However, the exhaustion beginning to catch up with all 4 of these men. The Sauce not being able to clear as much distance as he could usually handle. Goes right for the armbar. Swinging DDT by Jedi, taking down the Sauce once again. Here, taking his sweet time with Opulence. Opulence on the ropes here. And he fights his way free. Big clothesline from Jedi. Back fist takes down the Sauce. We are down to 3. One of the odds-on favorites, the Rhinestone Cowboy, has been eliminated. Opulence trying to catch his breath here. He is sharing this canvas with 2 former world champions. The pressure is on for the Diamond Dragon in his first monthly special appearance. Here has every reason to get this briefcase here tonight. We would love to dish out that same treatment that he was on the receiving end of just 8 months ago. And Jedi would love nothing more than to have that fast pass to a World Heavyweight Championship match to become the first ever 2-time World Heavyweight Champion. Three men, they have everything to prove. This is for personal pride at this point. This is for their vanity. Opulence fighting free. Down to the final 3 here, folks. One of these 3 men will have a world title shot with their name on it at any point of their choosing, starting from April 1st onwards for the next calendar year up until the next Spring Stampede in 2027. Here, looking to cinch in a strike on Opulence. Jedi gets up at the wrong place at the wrong time. And now it is Opulence going up top here. A bold play here. Let's see if it pays off. Opulence. Just going a bit high there on his targets. Shooting star by Pierre. And the sauce just waiting on the outside here. Officials trying to hold him back, trying to keep him away from the apron. Drop toe hold onto Opulence. This has been one hell of an endurance test for the Diamond Dragon. He is showing to the world here tonight that he can hang with some of the best. And Opulence has been sent tumbling over. We are down to 2. And what a final 2 we have. Jedi versus Pierre once again to conclude the 2026 Lethal Lottery match. The wars that they've waged, these 2 men know each other so well. Irish whip reversal by Pierre. Drop toe hold onto Jedi. Both these men know what it's like to be the world champion. They've waged wars against each other over the World Heavyweight Championship. One of these men need this win more. Who is going to be that man? Jedi. Locking eyes with Pierre Cinema. Collar elbow tie up, waist lock transition, German suplex attempted. Pierre lands on his feet. Jedi sidesteps the drop kick. He knew Pierre was gonna go for it. And a quick forearm to the back of Pierre Cinema. He is reeling in pain. Jedi trying to go for that catcher suplex. Pierre counters it. Jedi went for another waist lock, but Pierre countered with a snapmare. And it appears that Opulence and the Sauce are brawling on the outside here. Both feeling a bit frustrated. They came so close to championship glory. Jedi and Pierre staring daggers into one another. And a big clothesline takes Pierre out. The Viceroy has won Lethal Lottery. My God. The luck of the draw was on his side. Jedi entered at number 20. And it proved to be quite advantageous for his position. He went through some of his fiercest rivals. He went through one of KPW's most promising rising stars. But now he has the power in his grasp. He has that Lethal Lottery briefcase and he is putting the World Heavyweight Champion on notice. What a match! What an end result! And what a stellar conclusion to Lethal Lottery. But if you want to talk about personal differences, look no further, because coming up next, a grudge bout for the ages. A man looking to break free of his psychological torment. A man looking to start anew, as he is broken free from the waiting arms of Parliament. Hosway goes one-on-one against the Monarch, Oliver English. And there is only one question left to ask. Whose side is Tori going to be on? Oliver English marching down to ringside, and he's not alone. This must be the outfit that he was talking about. More mind games with the prodigal son, Hosway. Having to see Tori so desecrated. Hosway having to run through the rest of Parliament leading up to this bout. And the pressure is on, folks. Oliver English with the opening strike, spinning wheel kick, immediately taking it right down to the floor.
3, 4,
And Hosway's not holding back. We just saw
6,
a tope suicida.
8.
Time is not being wasted whatsoever. Hosway is looking to start a new life. He wants to start that with Tori, but her conflict, her internal conflict is on full display here tonight. Overhead strike by Oliver English. He's making the most out of this. He is in the driver's seat, getting inside the heads of both of these two would-be traitors. A grapple on the apron here, suplexing Hosway back in, but he floats out of it. And Hosway ramming the head of Oliver English into the mat. This is becoming quite personal between these two. Hosway was not going to take on that amount of abuse. Verbal, physical, emotional, psychological, whatever it may be. He was not going to tolerate that from the Monarch. Leaping pile driver onto Hosway. And Hosway just struggling to get back to his own 2 feet. Oliver English Taking a breather on the outside. Tori just trying to do her best to get away from him. She's already gone through enough pressure by walking out here in such a revealing piece of garb. Having to be manipulated against Hosway like this. Oliver English, he is a cruel, cruel individual. And a big clothesline takes Hosway out of the ring as the ring clears once again. Oliver English looking to run the ropes here. That ego on full display, the hubris of the Monarch in full display. Drop down, Manhattan drop, or as he would like to call it, a Manchester drop onto Hosway. This has to be a personal hell for Hosway to have to take on Oliver English in this circumstance. See Tori be used as a psychological weapon, a means to an end like this. That has to play mind games with the would-be prodigal son in Hosway. A heavy haymaker sends Hosway through the ropes here. Big suplex brings him back in. And Oliver English in full control in these opening minutes. Back-to-back Germans. Cover. And he only got 2 out of that. He only got 2. Running forearm strike followed up with a senton. Cover once again. And Oliver English, he does not want to waste any more time on Hosway as he feels like he's done before. A Romero stretch by Hosway. Sunset flip roll up here. Look at us steal it. And Hosway hangs on. Just like how Oliver English has humiliated Tori here. He's looking to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. He wants to humiliate Hosway just as much here tonight. Short arm clothesline, quick succession pinfall, and another kick out by Hosway. Oliver English positioning himself in the corner, walking alongside those ropes. And what a strike by Hosway to even things out.
3.
Gonna go for a tope suicida, and he gets it.
6. 7.
Picking up Oliver English, position him towards the apron.
9. 10.
Oliver English catches the feet of Hosway.
12.
Now Oliver English looking to retrieve a weapon,
14.
removing it forcefully from the hands
16.
of the Kumite faithful. Count of 17. This could go to a count out.
18.
And what a drop down uppercut by Oliver English. Oliver looking to follow it up here. Looking to drill a knee into the sternum of Hosway, but nobody home. And Oliver English is getting clobbered with that sign. Back-to-back German suplexes once again, just when Hosway is about to get some momentum and turn the tides once again. Oliver English takes that momentum, he strips it away from him. Baseball slide, ducks Hosway's overhead strike. And Oliver English, he's begging for mercy. He knows how capable, how dangerous Hosway could be. He's a former Twitch champion. He was one of the men that brought actual power to Parliament in their formative stages. Oliver English, a man that many have considered has been coasting off of his legacy as the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion. He's looking to try and restore KPW to that so-called former glory where he was the world champion, but he is a long ways away from that. But one man that might not be so far away from their goals. One man that may not be that far away
5, 6,
from achieving that goal is the 2026 Lethal Lottery winner,
1,
the Viceroy Jedi.
2,
Hosway
3,
clearing over Tori
5,
with a corkscrew plancha down to the floor.
7,
What an insane feat of athleticism here by the prodigal son.
10,
And he's looking to give Oliver English the beating that he deserves.
13, 14, 15,
And he's going back to back
16,
on the Monarch.
17,
Out of 17, Hosway missed his mark. Got a bit too greedy.
18,
And Tori just helped Hosway back up to his feet. Hosway beat the count at 19. A big clothesline from the Monarch. A hook in the leg. This could be it, and no. Hosway is still alive. He is still in this. Another clothesline takes him down. Hook in the leg once again. Another kick out from Hosway. A third one. And Hosway, he's not even giving him the satisfaction. He's getting right back up to his feet. Northern Light suplex, and Hosway's back up. He's getting back up each and every time.
One,
The things he'll do for love.
3, 4,
Oliver English looking to go for a dive here. Tori just got pulled into the crosshairs. Hosway's rage, his aggression has been used against him. As Oliver English, he has just picked up another psychological advantage over Hosway. More burdens, more weight on the shoulders of Hosway. German suplex cover.
Count 2.
And think of the guilt that has to be wrecking the mind of Hosway. He knows exactly what Oliver English just did. Throwing Tori into harm's way, making that opening for him to slide underneath that bottom rope to avoid any kind of impact. Such a cowardly, such a sadistic leader. Arn Hobo tie up here. Tiger bomb cover.
2. Count 2.
And a kick out by Hosway. Oliver English drilling a knee into the kidneys of Hosway. This is a tale of deception, a tale of gaslighting, a tale of betrayal. Here tonight, another Northern Lights suplex as Hosway returns to his feet, and Oliver English, he has no clue what the hell to make of this.
1, 2,
Oliver English
4.
making one last ditch effort here. He's pulled out a sledgehammer. And he's looking to choke the life out of Hosway here. A low blow by Oliver English. He's got that sledgehammer and he's looking to go off with his head. Not like this, not like this. Come on, kid. Yes! Hosway! He's still in the fight. He still is hanging on for dear life. Low blow followed up with a pile driver onto Hosway.
1, 2.
This could be it, and Hosway never says die. Struggle in the corner, tree of woe position for Hosway. Oliver English, head full of steam, sliding drop kick. Hosway catches him off guard though. Heavy haymaker trying to knock him out. Another kick out from Hosway. He is really digging down deep to stay alive here. Oliver English being pushed to his limits. And he is just trying to steal a victory however he can here. Hosway scraping by. Another short arm clothesline from the Monarch. They're gonna go for a slingshot leg drop. But Hosway rolls towards the ropes. He avoids harm from an aerial capacity, if you will. Another haymaker from Oliver English, and he has just been letting loose with these haymakers. As a tyrannical leader, as a sadistic, depraved individual, Oliver English is taking all the pleasure in the world, dictating the pace of this bout. And Hosway, he is still hanging in there. I don't know how the hell he's pulling it off. And a big drop kick from Oliver English. Going up top once again. Knee into the chest. A low blow from Oliver English. Perfect position for the Big Ben. Not like this. Damn. Oliver English knew he couldn't take Hosway in a one-on-one situation. He couldn't take him at his best. So he had to get inside of his head. He'll show him who his master still is. Who his dear leader still is. Laying Tori out there as bait. Going for the low blows. Going for those sledgehammer shots. As Oliver English dragging Tori away from ringside here. It appears that she's made her choice, and she is certainly regretting it. Oliver English drilling Hosway with that Big Ben, the move that won him the World Heavyweight Championship so long ago. And just what a sickening display from the leader of Parliament. And one has to believe that things are just far from over between these two. Oliver English soaking in this moment of victory. Tori trying to scurry away the best that she can. And if you want to talk about personal, folks, look no further than this upcoming bout. This has been 18 months in the making as Ding returns to action here tonight against the wild card. The man that lit his face on fire. The man.
Pando, please a
Well,
quick
we have
word.
some breaking news here.
Where is your mind regarding your championship defense in the main event tonight?
Camera's rolling with Roger. We catch up
I
with
have a lot
Pando.
of things on my mind, Roger. I have a good mind to split you in half like a wishbone for interrupting my prep. But since your name isn't Popcorn Papi, you get to live for now. Like the punk that he is, he jumped me in the parking lot on Monday night. He tried to hold me to words spoken under duress. But after some time, I came to realize something. I love the fact that all decisions regarding this match are final tonight. I love that Popcorn Papi couldn't keep his shit in gear. I know damn well what makes him tick. I know that Bunker Hill is dead and buried. And by the end of the night, Popcorn Papi is going to join his fallen brethren. I'm not just gonna go out there to retain my world championship and beat him within an inch of his sad, pathetic life. I'm going to make an example out of him for whoever is still left to be conquered. I'm here to prove that his dreams could only be dreams. I'm here to prove that Popcorn Papi isn't world champion material. A B+ player with a head too large for his body. And when reality comes crashing down, not only is he going to realize that he isn't good enough to be a world champion Roger, he's not good enough to share my ring with the world champion. Get out of here. I'm gonna earn my vacation until somebody suitable can take this away from me.
What a tense situation there for Roger. Avoiding danger from the World Heavyweight Champion. That's something he certainly didn't avoid last week regarding this man, Robby Deuce. All banged up, all bruised up. That interviewer, courtesy of this man. And here's a man, a true vengeful spirit. Looking to get his hands on Robby Deuce, the man that sent him careening over a harbor back in October of 2024. Nearly killed the man. They met before at Summer Spark this past June, where it was a battle of the two Dings. And Robby Deuce barely snuck away with the victory, courtesy of a fireball to the face. And Ding has been a changed man ever since. This is his night of retribution. This is everything that he has worked towards ever since Collision Course in November when he made his return. Looking to get his hands on the man that has tormented him for so long. A quick poke in the eyes of Ding, courtesy of Robby Deuce. Forearm strike to the back of Ding. Running noggin knocker in the center of the ring. And Ding gets that first low blow in. A second ding to follow it up. And Robby Deuce cuts him off with another jab at the eyes. Big power slam from the former Twitch champion, Robby Deuce, a man that went practically as guy incognito throughout that entire championship reign as the masked Revolution, just to avoid the wrath of Ding. He knew he was on the hunt. He knew he was on the prowl. He knew he was a wanted man from the moment he stepped foot back into a KPW ring. And now it is up to Robby Deuce to make the difference. He needs to make things right. He needs to set things straight for his future. But Ding, he is the man that needs to survive here tonight. He needs this more than anything else. Robby Deuce has taken too much away from this man to let him walk away once again.
1, 2.
Action spilling to the outside once again. A heavy haymaker from Ding.
5, 6,
Big power slam
7,
on the floor.
9,
Action returning into the ring. Ding has till 20 to get inside. He chooses to get in at 10. He could not wait to get his hands on Robby Deuce any longer. Robby Deuce tried in back-to-back weeks to try and bait this man out. The first week, it backfired when he issued that open challenge for the Twitch Championship. Ding cost him the championship that night. And now the champion, Steven Gielberg, will be taking advantage of that open challenge up next.
16, 17.
Count of 17. Action returning inside the ring here. Another low blow from Ding. Showing a little bit of that spark, a little bit of that fire that still rages in his heart deep down inside. Ding positioning Robby Deuce for the pile driver. And he gets all of it. This has turned into a slugfest real quick here, folks. Irish whip into the corner. Robby Deuce back in control. And it's been quite some time since we've seen Ding in any sort of vulnerability. But we know the last man that ever placed him in that position, and that is Robby Deuce.
3, 4, 5.
Big superplex from Ding. There's no mystery left to this man, this would-be vigilante. He has everything to fight for now. He cannot let Robby Deuce get away with this once again. Another low blow. To the wild card. Another stalling pile driver to take him down. Surfboard stretch. I think Ding was looking for some personal satisfaction there. What better way to get his revenge, to exact it here tonight, than to make Robby Deuce submit in the middle of the ring? We saw the pressure that Robby Deuce was trying to apply to the Dinger last week on Warzone, trying to use Roger as bait the second time around. Irish whip into the corner, go for the Dinger splash. Opposite end of the ring, another Dinger splash. And hell, fire, and brimstone is certainly upon the wild card here tonight. There's one thing that these faithful have been waiting to see for 18 months. It is certainly Robby Deuce being on the receiving end of a Scorpion Ding drop. Who knows if he's gonna allow himself to get in that position. Who knows what underhanded tactics Robby Deuce is going to position himself into.
2, 3, 4, 5,
Ding. Head full of steam. Big splash down to the floor.
8, 9, 10, 11,
Ding is turning back the clock.
13, 14, 15.
He has that vigor. He has that fury once again. We haven't seen that side of Ding since he was the world champion. And a big power slam by Robby Deuce. Robby Deuce slowing down the pace of this bout, dictating it, turning the tides in his favor. But not for long. Ding with a stun gun, draping Robby Deuce's neck over that top rope. Ladies and gentlemen, the action that we have seen here so far tonight has been absolutely astounding here. The 2026 Lethal Lottery match already determined. We have a winner. We have a man in possession of that briefcase. Scorpion Ding drop on the floor, courtesy of Robby Deuce.
10, 11, 12.
What a disgusting display here by Robby Deuce. And now he's trying to choke the life out of Ding. The insult to injury that this would be.
70.
And he's going to take a count out victory over the Dinger.
19.
And Ding's back up to his feet. He's back in at 19. And he gets in the low blow. We're seeing Ding in his purest, most vintage spirit. He has harnessed so much power for this very moment, for this grand finale here. A final battle between two of KPW's most bitter foes. Robby Deuce with a spine buster, a headbutt to the groin to follow it up. And Ding, he is unloading on Robby Deuce, pushing him back into the corner. The Kumite Coliseum there, and that they are here at an absolute standstill tonight, folks. They've never seen anything like this. Robby Deuce going back to that illegal chokehold. And Ding gets a measure of revenge with that low blow. Knife edge chop, an overhead chop. Ding pushing Robby Deuce back into the corner once again. Running drop kick from the Dinger. Swinging DDT to follow it up. Another low blow from Robby Deuce. Not gone the way that Robby Deuce has wanted it to. But he did get plenty of airtime on that leaping lariat. Irish whip. Robby Deuce hangs on. Ding going for the shoulder tackle. A big right hook sends Robby Deuce through the ropes. A good shoulder checks Robby Deuce into the announce desk. Ding misses the plancha to the floor. And this is anybody's game, folks.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Robby Deuce with another stop sign. He wants to make sure the world knows that this is the emblematic end of an icon. He is going to put Ding to rest once and for all, because that is the only way he's going to be able to move on with the future here.
8, 9,
The only way he's going to come to terms with what he's done is if Ding is out of here for good.
13, 14, 15.
Ding is here for retribution. Robby Deuce is here to finish the job he started 18 months ago. In October of 2024. Capture suplex by Robby Deuce. And a low blow by Ding. Military press, slamming him all the way down. Ding is on fire here. He is feeling as motivated as he's ever felt before. Robby Deuce tries to catch the foot of Ding. Ding counters with an enziguri. Abdominal stretch onto Robby Deuce. And he reaches the ropes immediately. Desperation setting in on the wild card. And Ding, he's all fired up. This is the moment he's been waiting for. Robby Deuce tries to go behind. Ding with a low blow. Scorpion Ding, look! And Robby Deuce makes it to the ropes. His positioning was just too advantageous. Look at us steal it. Not like this. And thank God the Dinger was able to kick out of that. Ding in the corner. Oh my God. Releasing all that pent-up anger and frustration here tonight. What a back and forth battle this has been. What a war this has been here, folks. Low blow by Ding once again. Irish whip. Running drop kick. And Ding got some serious height on that kick. Ding all fired up. Ready to go. This is everything he's been waiting for. Robby Deuce. This would be another opportunity to take this away from Ding. And Ding certainly isn't making it easy one bit. Big elbow drop into the liver of Robby Deuce. These two men, they're going to be quite bruised, quite battered. In time for our next event, the anniversary show for Warzone this Monday night, a special 5-match card
2, 3,
where we could confirm
4.
2 matches up to this point, ladies and gentlemen. We can confirm that the Bam Bus will be in tag team action against the returning High Velocity. And also up for grabs this Monday night, the KPW American Championship. Big Bernard challenges the war hero, the champ, Sergeant Foxtrot. Arm elbow attempted by Robby Deuce, ducking underneath each and every attempt here. This has to be one of the toughest battles in Ding's career. All eyes are on Ding. All the pressure in the world is on Ding. Tombstone pile driver. First cover of the match from Ding. And a kick out from Robby Deuce. Ding having to dig down deep at this point. Ding looking to go up top. Big splash. And he gets all of that target. Robby Deuce couldn't stay out of that drop zone. Headlock cinched in on Robby Deuce. And you can see a grin begin to creep its way across the face of Ding. The first time we've seen him smile for quite some time. Another low blow onto Robby Deuce. Irish whip reversal. And Ding's fired up. He's looking to catch Robby Deuce off his guard here. We're gonna go for a body slam. Wait a minute! Scorpion Ding drop! Robby Deuce never saw it coming! Ding gets his retribution tonight! What a transition! I've never seen anybody make a blitz play like that before. And looking to set things up for an Oklahoma slam. Sets him down feet first, cinching in that neck. Scorpion Ding drop. A moment that Ding has been waiting to do for 18 long months. A chapter of his life. Justice over the man that tormented him for so long. He has finally achieved it. Robby Deuce just couldn't help himself, ladies and gentlemen. He could not help himself at the thought of getting one more trick over on the man they called Ding. It has cost him the Twitch Championship. It has cost him his friendships. And it has very well cost him this match here tonight. Congratulations to the Dinger on his first match back since Summer Spark. But coming up next, our first of 3 championship matches, the Twitch Championship Open. A mysterious open challenger will be stepping up to the plate to take on the director, Steven Gielberg, for the Twitch Championship. Who will be that lucky man? Let's find out right here and now, why don't we? It appears it's one of the hottest free agents out in the scene here. T-Nova has entered the fight pit, and he's looking to make an immediate splash here in KPW at the expense of the director. What the hell is this? That's not the music of the Twitch champion. Oh my God! That's James KZ! When we said there was gonna be an open challenge, little did we realize that multiple men would be stepping up to challenge the Twitch champion. This has turned into a triple threat. James KZ, a bruiser in his own right. T-Nova, a high flyer in his own right. They're gonna have to take on the raw power of the Twitch champion, Steven Gielberg, here tonight. And what an opportunity this has been for these two men. Both of these men joining the fight pit, being officially signed to KPW. What a serious shakeup this is for the Twitch division. And they're both locking eyes with the Twitch champion. The new blood in KPW going after one of the older guards in Steven Gielberg. James KZ, T-Nova jostling for position. And Steven Gielberg, he's going to have to pick his battles quite carefully here. The biggest disadvantage of the open challenge is that you can't properly prepare for whoever steps through that curtain to take you on for your championship. The odds stacked even further against Steven Gielberg. Two men from outside of KPW have just signed on in the hopes, in the mad dash to try and claim this gold for themselves. James KZ making a name for himself in the hardcore scene, taking it to the outside. Big discus clothesline to from Steven Gielberg. A low blow, breaks himself free.
9, 10,
Out of 11.
12, 13, 14.
T-Nova returning to the ring here. This would be a hell of a way for him to win the Twitch Championship. They're both realizing that they could have been counted out. Even Gielberg locking in. He's going to want to apply that blue shell bomb on one of these two challengers. He is vastly outnumbered here tonight. He was walking into this arena, the Kumite Coliseum, expecting 50-50 odds. And now he is just down to 33% of a chance of retaining the gold. T-Nova knows what it's like to soar. He's gonna soar high over both of these men here. Tilt-a-whirl senton over the top rope.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Senton down to the floor onto the champion as well.
15.
And James looking to take advantage of T-Nova here.
17.
Big discus clothesline, big wind-up coming to backfire against the Twitch champion. Headlock takeover from James KZ. Not here on account of raw power, but he has killer instinct. One of the most vicious brawlers in the hardcore scene.
1, 2.
James KZ clearing the ring once again. Action returning to the outside.
4, 5, 6, 7.
As the aggression of KZ on full display.
10, 11,
Count of 11.
13, 14.
David Gielberg, table in hand. Tandem offense from the challengers, an assist pile driver. Spiking the head of the Twitch champion into the mat. A double debut here tonight, folks. James KZ, T-Nova, both of these men looking to make a name for themselves at the expense of the other. And chasing that glory to this extensive of a degree that only serves to benefit Steven Gielberg, as he's the odd man out. He could pick his moments to strike, and he could steal this victory here tonight. Back elbow. Gets the director free. Enziguri from James KZ. And a mean right hook from KZ.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
As hard hitting as and as vicious as they come. Northern White's counter onto the Twitch champion. High-low action from T-Nova and James KZ. Looking to go for, he calls this Reefer Madness. He's planted the champion with it. Back to back. And he's still not done. He's looking to clear the ring of T-Nova to make sure he doesn't get this opportunity at his expense, at his hard work. T-Nova closing in that gap. Even Gielberg can't fight both of these men off at the same time. Irish whip looking to meet in the middle here. Steven Gielberg just pulled T-Nova in the way. Release German suplex onto the table. Steven Gielberg just tried to roll up KZ for a steal there to retain the Twitch Championship. It isn't saying much, but it does say a lot. That this is the longest championship reign that Steven Gielberg's ever had here in KPW. He was a hardcore champion for only 8 days back in 2024. And he is only 12 days, not even a full fortnight into his championship reign as the face of the Twitch division. Noggin knocker goes the champion and one of the challengers. T-Nova clears the ring, turning his attention to the champion. Davis's aggression, it's getting the better of him. He's getting clobbered. Even when he's not the center of attention. Super hold cinched in on the director. Stereo Germans. And what a war this has been. Look at the battle that's been raging on in the Kumite Coliseum. A low blow breaks Steven Gielberg free. Shotgun drop kick, springboard action from T-Nova as he takes down Steven Gielberg. Everybody fighting for dominance. Everybody fighting for possession of that table.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
German suplex on the floor onto KZ.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
Militant as ever, as vicious as ever. James KZ, this man is cold as ice when that bell rings. T-Nova singling out the champion on the floor.
4,
High risk, high reward, and he got some serious distance on that.
7, 8, 9.
Championship is not going to be able to change hands Be a count out.
12.
For James KZ, he's got that table ready to go. He's looking to clobber the first man that looks at him the wrong way. Suplex reversal by Steven Gielberg. A mean right hook to the back of the head of KZ. Double clothesline. Swinging DDT. James KZ. He's the main target at this point. He is posing quite the threat in this ring. Nova attempting that DDT once again. Spine on the pine by Steven Gielberg. Oh, and he's looking to put an end to T Nova's KPW career before it even gets going here. Blue shell bomb. And James breaks it up, looking to steal it. And Steven Gielberg kicks out. James KZ had the right intention in mind there, going full dead weight on the champion to make it harder for him to kick out. Snap suplex by KZ, a trapped arm, belly to belly. Cover. Another 2 count as Steven Gielberg's championship reign stays alive, even if it's just for a little bit longer. Running armbar. T Nova. He's in he's in troubled waters. But the assist from Steven Gielberg made all the difference in the world. Low blow from AZ. Scoop slam to follow it up here. German suplex, bridging pinfall. Beautiful bridge there by T Nova. And that knee lift has lacerated the face of James KZ. But you're putting him right into his comfort zone. Figure 4 cinched in. Is T Nova gonna tap? He hangs on. Steven Gielberg monitoring these other men closely, picking his battles very carefully. James KZ, T Nova, they have both marched into the backyard of the Twitch champion. Back-to-back hooks from James KZ, taking down both competitors. And he's fired up. T Nova intervening for the Twitch champion, but at what cost? as he just gets clocked. James KZ looking to steal one. And T Nova, he's getting absolutely sandwiched, barraged with physical offense here. And James KZ is going for the ride. Blue shell bomb. T Nova looking to steal it. Oh my God. Steven Gielberg should have paid a little bit closer attention. As he just provided a golden opportunity to T Nova, who just squeaked away with the Twitch Championship in his debut match. What a hell of a way to enter the fight pit. Not even paying attention to Slapthigh Jones, who is counting the pin. Once he realized what was going on, it was too late. Right time, right place. And what a smooth play that was by T Nova. What a hell of a way to introduce yourself to the Kumite faithful. And what a hell of an opening statement from both of these new signees. Especially our new KPW Twitch Champion, T Nova. But coming up next, folks, Tag Team Championships are on the line. Who knows what kind of condition the First Nation is going to be in after that grueling, lethal lottery match earlier on tonight, as they'll be going up against the Raging Bulls. Mojo Perry, Willie Nixon, a moment that they've been waiting for 2 long years. They challenged for the Tag Team Championships at the first ever Spring Stampede, and they have that chance to make history right this time around here tonight. What kind of condition are the Tag Team Champions gonna be in? This has only gone to benefit the Raging Bulls. And much like we just saw with T Nova, they can run away with this victory here tonight. But look who is expecting this challenge. Look who is expecting this fight. We know damn well what this tag team is capable of. The 2-time KPW Tag Team Champions, Slarty, Shuko, First Nation. It is time for them to put up or shut up. And if there's something that they love more than anything else in this industry, it is to put up the fight of a lifetime. This could very well be a career-defining night for either of these teams. Shuko changing into his First Nation gear. For this championship match. Mojo Perry kicking things off for the Raging Bulls. Double underhook suplex. A right hook sends Shuko back towards his partner. And Willie Nixon makes the tag. Irish whip. Big power slam by Willie Nixon. Willie Nixon tries to go for a drop kick on the knees of Shuko, but Shuko didn't budge there one bit. Willie Nixon looking to target the knees of Shuko as they were becoming quite the hindrance during the Lethal Lottery match. It would be a wise decision by Slarty and Shuko to make rapid succession tags, conserve that energy as much as they can throughout this tag team championship match. Coming up next, folks, the main event of the evening, World Heavyweight Championship match, Pando versus Popcorn Papi. This could be a real sign of the times here tonight. A real changing of the guard. We've already seen it with one championship with T-Nova taking the gold from the director, Steven Gielberg. Slarty looking to make sure that the First Nation still has that vice grip on the tag team championships here at the Stampede. Action spilling down to the floor. Willie Nixon isolated all alone here. Mojo Perry grabbing the barbed wire 2x4. Beating Slarty to the punch. The Bulls, they are proving here tonight that they are willing to do whatever it takes to call themselves tag team champions. Double hip toss from the First Nation. Little cover up by Mojo Perry. Sigma Shuko creating a little bit of distance. Both teams fighting over that barbed wire 2x4. And that is going to be the thing that makes or breaks one of these teams. Hurricanrana counter from Shuko. Noggin knocker between Shuko and Mojo Perry. Mojo's the one that timbers down. Willie Nixon makes the tag. Slarty getting another barbed wire 2x4. Keeping it nice and secure in his corner of the ring. Well, Nixon having a real crisis of conscience there about if he should use the barbed wire 2x4. I don't think he's regretting it at this point, as that barbed wire cuts up the sternum of Sigma Shuko. Sunset flip to follow it up here. Tag made to Slarty. Scoop slam by Shuko. Return to his corner of the ring, return to the apron as Slarty takes over while Shuko tends and recuperates from his chest lacerations. Ankle lock cinched in deep by Willie Nixon. Slarty was right there at the ropes. A world of pain that Slarty has to be feeling right now is unimaginable. The endurance on display from the First Nation is absolutely commendable. Machine gun chop counter from Slarty. And that is textbook Slarty tactics here. Raging Bulls looking to divide and conquer that ring. They're closing in on Shuko. As Slarty gets back into the ring, Mojo Perry looking to toss Slarty right back out.
1, 2.
As the action clears once again, Shuko tending to Willie Nixon on the outside. Slarty with that 2x4, a very familiar gesture. And Mojo Perry just almost drop kicked his own tag team partner, just narrowly avoided that strike. Some serious reflexes on display by the Raging Bulls. Takes a lot of camaraderie to have a team as airtight as the Raging Bulls. They are going up against family here tonight. And the blood runs thicker than water there. Schoolboy cover up, but nobody home. Pushing takedown from Mojo Perry. Overhead strike. Pushes Shuko towards the ropes here. Has a position that Shuko didn't want to be in earlier tonight, and it certainly hasn't changed. Electric chair counter by Shuko. Irish whip reversal by Willie Nixon. Back body drop. And a quick forearm to the back of Shuko. Shuko a long ways away from the ropes. Spinning wheel kick takes down Willie Nixon. Irish whip reversal once again. Back body drop. And Slarty's buying his partner some time to get to his feet. Stand back up on his vertical base. Waist lock, transition, wrist lock counter by Willie Nixon. And the heavy The firepower of the First Nation has re-entered the bout. Cruise missile strike from Slarty. Irish whip. Big boot from Slarty. And a backbreaker to neutralize Willie Nixon. Slarty with that 2x4. Clobbers Willie Nixon, but Nixon's not the legal man. Mojo Perry makes the tag. The blonde bombshell of the Raging Bulls. Irish whip. Mojo Perry's there to take him down with a shoulder tackle. Tag made to Shuko. Assist pop-up cutter. And Mojo Perry's in deep trouble. As Shuko gets tossed out of the ring here, the Raging Bulls looking to capitalize, but they didn't have nearly enough time to do so. Slarty wouldn't allow it. Action spilling outside the ring once again. Slarty attacking Mojo on the outside. Zeroing in on the legs of Mojo Perry. Willie Nixon doing his best to subdue Sigma Shuko inside the ring.
10, 11, 12.
And Mojo Perry has until 20 to get back inside that ring. But he's looking to take out Slarty first.
16, 17.
And referee Slapthigh Jones, he is losing all semblance of control in this bout here. They need to return to their corners. As they do, they are trying their absolute best to avoid a disqualification. The clock is ticking in favor of the First Nation. They have 60 minutes to get the job done. They have all the time in the world against the Raging Bulls. Tandem offense from the First Nation. Willie Nixon does a headlock takeover. Shuko trying to intervene for his partner. Big elbow. Nowhere to run for Willie Nixon. He had to take that hit and love it. Hit toss by Slarty. Irish whip. Back elbow sends Slarty through the ropes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This bout has been slow. This has been monotonous. This has been meticulous. And that is exactly how the First Nation wants this to go. They have their foot on the gas pedal, and they're determining when they're ready to shift gears on the Raging Bulls here tonight. Willie Nixon running into harm's way. And Shuko gets the tag. Schoolboy. But Shuko doesn't even let him get a 1 count in. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Double underhook setup by Sigma Shuko. Arm elbow in the center of the ring. Big power bomb. And only a 1 count. This action here tonight has been so fierce. It has been so intense. It has bought the First Nation all the time they need to recuperate from the lethal lottery match. Back elbow from Shuko. Following it up with some mounted strikes to the face of Mojo Perry. Slarty getting in. Think of the accolades that both Slarty and Shuko have picked up over the years here in KPW. Shuko, a former hardcore champion. And now a 2-time tag team champion. Slarty, a former hardcore champion himself, a 2-time Twitch champion. And now a 2-time KPW Tag Team Champion. Ankle lock attempted on Slarty. Slarty was right at the ropes, however. Sleeper hold cinched in. He's trying to make Slarty tap. And I think Slarty is the kind of man he would much rather die than give them that satisfaction of giving up championship gold. Back elbow from Willie Nixon. Springboard effort. Slarty gets Willie Nixon away from that 2x4. That piece of lumber. Running forearm strike from Willie Nixon. Drops down the elbow. Big knee lift. Courtesy of the War Machine. Another strike from that 2x4. And some of the most fearsome hands in all of KPW. Slarty with a hell of a wrist lock counter. Perfect time to tag in Shuko, and he gets it. And where is this abundance of barbed wire 2x4s coming from? How is this getting past security? This is the 4th set of barbed wire 2x4s I've seen in this bout. Slarty buying his tag team partner Shuko some time. Overhead strike to the shoulders of Willie Nixon. Release German suplex. That'll soften him up. Waistlock counter. Another waistlock counter from Shuko. Another release German suplex. Time is certainly on the side of the champions here tonight. What a battle this has been. What a war the First Nation have been trudging through. Call themselves champions. Drop kick to the knees. Weakens up Mojo Perry. Two by four in the corner. And this is the direct consequence of introducing more of them to the equation. You're just making Slarty's job easier. Big power slam onto the lumber. Slarty's head not connecting with the barbed wire, however. Certainly slammed onto it this time around. And look at the fighting spirit that's been on display this entire night, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you can expect from KPW on a consistent basis. Our next monthly special event will be no different. Hysteria, live here on the Team Adhesive Broadcasting Network, April 25th, 9/8 Central. Just a little bit less than a month away. Tag made to Shuko. Overhead strike sends Mojo Perry packing. And Willie Nixon, he is just on fire here tonight. Willie Nixon moving quickly. He spots an opening. Swinging DDT. And Mojo Perry gets the tag. They didn't think it was enough. They didn't think it would be enough to put down Sigma Shuko. And evidently it wasn't, because he's still on his feet. He's right back up on that vertical base. He's still putting the boots to the Raging Bulls. Action spilling to the outside once again.
5, 6, 7.
Tandem offense from the Bulls. Slarty, not the legal man, gets in a quick strike on Mojo Perry before returning back to his corner. These two teams, they are so battered, they are so bruised. Almost a miracle that we haven't seen blood being shed on either side, but they are more than willing to do that just to call themselves a tag team champions. Big power slam from Slarty. Slarty looking to clear some serious distance, and he couldn't make it all the way there. Perhaps he could have if he went for this a little bit earlier than 25 minutes and counting. Mojo Perry capitalizing with a superplex. And Willie Nixon gets the tag. He's been quite the difference maker for the Bulls. A quick strike takes down Willie Nixon. Rear naked choke. Is Nixon gonna go to sleep? And not yet. Not yet. Small package. And a kick out at one by Slarty. Wishbone split onto Willie Nixon. We saw how effective this was in the Lethal Lottery match earlier on tonight. Pop-up cutter. Shuko catches him with precision. Mojo goes for a schoolboy on Slarty. But Slarty and Mojo, they are not legal men in any sense of the definition here at this moment in time. Mojo looking to make his move. He has made that personal correction. Tandem offense onto the 2x4. Truco going up top. Missile drop kick. Takes down Mojo Perry. Headlock takeover takes down Sigma Shuko. And to think of the journey that these four men have had and all the time that we have conducted KPW week in and week out. To think about how much upswing this man has seen, as well as Slarty. Schoolboy cover, only a 2 count. To think of the upswing. That Slarty and Shuko have seen ever since they properly joined forces. And they said that they were going to be a force to be reckoned with. And they wanted to make their intentions clear to take over the tag team division. They stuck with it. And you'd be hard pressed to find a tag team quite as dangerous as those two. Slingshot over the top rope, nobody home. Already having to make those openings where they count. Irish whip reversal from Slarty. Big boot sending Willie Nixon through the ropes. And a huge uppercut from the War Machine. Deadlift German. Taking him up from the mat. Overhead and back down again. The strength of Slarty is unbelievable at times. Another headlock takeover from Willie Nixon. Tag made to Mojo Perry. Schoolboy on Slarty, but Nixon just tagged out. Tilt-a pump handle bomb. And Slarty almost snuck away the victory for the First Nation. Willie Nixon just barely breaking up the pin in time. Wristlock counter by Mojo Perry. Noggin knocker, but only Mojo falls. And this is bad news for the Raging Bulls. They know how precarious of a position they are placed in. Overhand chop. Shuko gets the tag. Willie Nixon going for a inside cradle on Shuko. This is good officiating from Slap Thigh Jones, keeping track of who the legal man is, making sure that he does not register their pinfalls.
6, 7.
Been in top form all night here. Sharpening his wit. Backbreaker onto Shuko. Slarty clears the ring.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
It looks like Slarty's gonna want to do this the old-fashioned way.
8,
Shuko joining his tag team partner on the outside.
11, 12, 13,
Down at 13.
14,
Action again, a bit hectic on the outside.
16,
First Nation in control. They're beckoning the Raging Bulls. Somebody get back inside the ring. Willie Nixon taking full advantage here. The Raging Bulls getting the upper hand in that exchange outside.
break,
Forearm strike. Shuko saved by the rope break, reaching out for that bottom rope and getting it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
And look at this battle
7,
that he's emerging here. Look at the carnage all around this Coliseum.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
Slarty and Mojo fighting up the aisleway. Irish whip reversal. Shuko hangs onto the ropes. Willie Nixon overpowers Shuko. Aerial offense onto the mastermind. And who knows if he's going to be able to find a way out of this. This could be checkmate for the First Nation. This could be game, set, and match. The Bulls taking the fight to the First Nation. pushing as hard as any team has ever pushed before. Shuko trying to gain control of that 2x4. And Slarty gets the tag. Bit of a miscommunication. Shuko gets hit with the slingshot.
1, 2, 3.
And the First Nation, they are incensed, they are enraged. You can see the woes of frustration begin to settle in for the tag team champions. And we still have one more match to go, ladies and gentlemen. We still have a main event, the World Heavyweight Championship up for grabs, as the Siberian Silver Bear, the reigning defending World Heavyweight Champion, aims to beat the record of the Viceroy at the expense of the Street Fighter, the leader of Bunker Hill, Popcorn Papi. Snap suplex onto Slarty. Release German suplex onto Shuko. Inside cradle, looking to steal it, and Shuko shuts that down immediately. Open palm strike, catches Willie Nixon in the face. Double leg takedown. Deadlift German. Another snap suplex. Willie Nixon going up top here, missing the dive. And now it is Slarty's time to strike. Both teams looking to conserve their energy just a little bit more as they both tag out to their respective partners. Shuko, Mojo, back to where we started 37 damn minutes ago. Overhead strike with the 2x4. Delayed vertical suplex by Shuko. Mojo clocks Shuko with the 2x4. Slarty buying Shuko some time to recuperate. Back heel kick. Inside cradle, cover. Only a 1 count. Courtesy of Willie Nixon. A back elbow sends Mojo over the top rope and down to the floor. Willie Nixon tosses Shuko aside.
4,
And they're all taking a tumble.
6, 7, 8,
I never thought I would see two teams this evenly matched.
11.
Tope Suicida. Shuko taking a high risk and nobody home, and he is paying for it in full
50.
here tonight.
60.
Out of 16, Mojo with the table still in hand. Tilt-a-whirl, backbreaker, double underhook setup. Mojo stumbling to get to his feet. Schoolboy, this could be it. Another breakup from Willie Nixon. But Shuko, he's fired up. He's kicking into a second or a third gear at this point. Shuko tosses Mojo aside once again.
2. 3. 4.
Snap suplex attempted,
5.
but not successful. Electric chair drop by Shuko.
8. 9.
Slarty clobbering Mojo Perry with the steps.
12. 13. 14. 15.
Count of 16.
16.
Slarty, look at a choke out Mojo Perry.
18.
The First Nation. Oh man, they're looking to take a count out victory here in the Stampede. Mojo's out cold. And the First Nation retain the Tag Team Championships in controversial fashion. What a battle between these two teams. 41 minutes. We saw these two teams go to war. We didn't think there was much left of the First Nation after that lethal lottery bout. But they had to do whatever it took. Keep the Tag Team Championships around their waist, and they have done so here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next, World Heavyweight Championship up for grabs. As we take a look at the tail of the tape, Pando takes on Popcorn Papi here tonight. Pando with the reach advantage. Pando with a slight weight advantage. We've seen him execute that bear claw to retain the World Heavyweight Championship several times before. We've seen Popcorn Papi's stablemates in Bunker Hill be on the receiving end of that move, especially in the past several weeks. Pando is at 210 days as the KPW World Heavyweight Champion. Controversy ensued last month when Popcorn Papi picked up a victory at Destiny, but had the decision reversed when Pando provided evidence that his foot was on the bottom rope. But the former three-time KPW Twitch Champion, the first ever hardcore champion, looks to add another accolade to his long list of success here tonight, and he wants to put all the controversy, he wants to put all the disputes to rest. All decisions are final. It is time for the main event. This has been the biggest moment of Popcorn Papi's career. He is looking to set things straight here tonight. Where the hell is he? Where is the Street Fighter? Where is the leader of Bunker Hill? Oh my God.
Terror illustrates my era. Now I can't hang around my mama cause I scare her. I want the blast motherfucker. What's up? It feels like I'm busting in
And Popcorn Papi is breathing in some rarefied air here tonight.
I'm giving dirt net. Coming with them dumbass words to make you look less.
If he wants to become a world heavyweight champion, he is going to prove to the world that he is a natural born killer first.
But I'm down with strength like AC is down with OJ. So fuck how you living. I'm not unforgiving, psycho driven.
But this man, he has no time for pageantry. He has no time to waste. We heard it from him earlier tonight, folks. Pando is looking to prove to the wrestling world that Popcorn Papi pulled off a fluke last month. He is looking to show to the world that Popcorn Papi doesn't even deserve to share the same ring as the World Heavyweight Champion. And it is go time here, folks. Main event of the evening. Big fight feel. World Heavyweight Championship up for grabs as Pando takes on Popcorn Papi in the main event of Spring Stampede. Popcorn Papi in the green, the champion Pando in the red. Pando immediately soaring down with a moonsault to the floor.
9, 10.
We heard exactly what this meant for Popcorn Papi. Pando knows how to predict them at this point. He knows what makes Popcorn Papi tick. And he's looking to make the absolute most out of this. He is looking to exploit the Street Fighter one final time before he marks his place in history as the longest reigning World Heavyweight Champion in KPW history. Popcorn Papi, this is much more personal. What should have been the biggest night of his life last month was stripped away from him. Not by a decision in the ring, but by officials in suits huddled around an office. Thanks to the politicking of the Siberian Silver Bear, he's had his friends taken away by him, by this man, one by one, as Pando did his absolute best to put them all on the shelf. Just 3 weeks ago in that gauntlet. And Popcorn Papi, he waited for his moment to strike. Once he was cleared, he jumped Pando in the parking lot this past Monday night on Warzone. And he made damn sure that Pando would settle on the final decision here tonight. Win, lose, or draw.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Vitriol between these two. They are
10,
battling for something much more personal than just the World Heavyweight Championship. That is just the badge of honor for both of them.
15.
Pando wants the pride of Popcorn Papi. And right now he's settling for the blood of him.
18.
He left Solo a battered mess. He left Popo a bruised mess. And K-Dog, we haven't seen any of them ever since K-Dog was left a bloody disaster of a human being.
3.
What we saw from Pando looked like a damn crime scene. Big headbutt from the challenger. Board buster from Pando. And now he's looking to gouge at the eyes of Popcorn Papi. His vision is already impaired from all the blood pouring down the face of the challenger. And he's looking for any advantage that he can. He knows damn well, just like everybody else in the Kumite Coliseum here tonight, every member of the faithful, they know damn well that Popcorn Papi had Pando's number. He knew damn well that night that he ran face to face with Kryptonite. He underestimated Popcorn Papi and he almost paid for it. If it wasn't for the board of directors siding with Pando in that dispute. It's not the way of honor. That's not how a championship is meant to change hands.
3. 4. 5.
And Popcorn Papi is looking to show the world how it's really done. You get it done inside the ring. And he's going to make sure he leaves no benefit of the doubt this time. Snap suplex from Popcorn Papi, drilling down the knee into the face of Pando. Elbow to the back of the head. Of Popcorn Papi, but he hangs in there. He's hanging in the balance. He's staying alive.
2. 3.
This is a kill or be killed environment for the Street Fighter. And on the grandest stage of them all, I don't think he would have it any other way here. Is this the same sacrifice that Pando is willing to make here tonight? Popcorn Papi trying to get in the head of Pando. Pando trying to go for a splash in the corner from the second rope. Board buster onto Popcorn Papi, trying to slow him down however he can. If there's one thing that hasn't been broken, it's the spirit of this man. What this opportunity, what Pando did at Destiny, was just open up the floodgates for an even bigger victory here tonight. But that could still be quite a gargantuan task for the leader of Bunker Hill. Action spilling to the outside.
2. 3. 4.
Popcorn Papi's coming up on the announcer's desk here. The hell does he have in mind?
8. 9.
Popcorn Papi picking him up here. Look, go for a tombstone.
15, 16, 17.
Oh my God. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, I had to hit the decks for cover from that pile driver through the announce desk. And these two have immediately taken the fight right back inside the ring. Spring Stampede is where they pull out all the stops, ladies and gentlemen, and this is no different. This is the culmination of the hard work that both of these men put in over the course of the past calendar year. Pando was one of the biggest breakout years in wrestling history. Gone through a serious reign of terror these past 7 months.
3,
Action spilling to the outside once again.
5,
A whip into the apron.
8, 9, 10.
Popcorn Papi choosing to return the action inside the ring. Look at that snap, crackle, and pop.
Break.
And Pando saved by the rope break. The referee catching it this time. Gotta take a whole lot more to put down the Siberian Silver Bear. And he just put down Popcorn Papi with ease with that running big boot. Drop kick from Popcorn Papi. Popcorn Papi struggling to get to his feet. Gut wrench power bomb by Pando. And Popcorn's getting back up. He will not let his dreams die here tonight.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Popcorn Papi going for a double axe, but Pando was waiting in the wings, ready to catch him.
8, 9, 10.
Drop kick denied by Pando. Popcorn Papi slowly getting back to his feet. Drop kick successful this time around. That quick jab makes all the difference. Pando getting sent into that ring post,
2,
clocking him head first.
4, 1.
And we are well past midnight at this point, ladies and gentlemen. We have extended into the next day, which is going to provide a unique situation in the history books. Should there be a new champion crowned here tonight, but Pando maintaining the control here. Popcorn Papi in a bit of a desperate situation. He's looking to prepare his final stand here, folks. It is do or die for the Street Fighter here. Popcorn Papi, he's feeling it. He's got to make something work here. Snap, crackle, and pop once again. Hook in the leg, center of the ring. New world champion, no. Pando. It's not going to go down that easy. We heard it from Pando. He's looking to take a long vacation. He's beaten everybody that has crossed paths with him here in KPW. He doesn't want to face anybody until somebody suitable steps to the plate. He might not be on vacation for too long, however, because waiting for him with that lethal lottery contract is the Viceroy Jedi. Popcorn Papi, superplex, halfway across the ring. Pando struggling to get to his feet. Popcorn ramming his head into that turnbuckle post over and over and over again. He is a man possessed. And Pando has been busted wide open. This is the opening, the literal opening that Popcorn Papi's been waiting on. He's been waiting to get a taste of this man's blood for the course of a month. Death Valley Driver. Double axe from the top. He's looking to follow it up here. Double knees. Looking to blow out the lungs of the champion. Pando running right into it. Pump handle slam. He's a bit close to the ropes. And Popcorn Papi, he's leaving it. No doubt about it. Center of the ring. Do you believe in second chances? Do you believe in miracles? If you believe in your dreams, if you can weave them together, you can make your wildest dreams come true. And that is what Popcorn Papi has achieved here tonight. This has been 2 long years in the making for the now new, undisputed KPW World Heavyweight Champion. And what a war that was. And Bunker Hill appearing from behind him, lifting him up high with the World Heavyweight Championship. They've been alongside him the whole way through. They believed in him from day one. And Popcorn Papi is looking to usher in a new era for KPW. Join us this Monday night for Warzone Anniversary. The beginning of a new era for KPW. I am Tapey Styles, the only man that can call the action right down the middle, flying solo as always. And I wish congratulations to the new King of the Mountain,